Francois, I was particularly pleased to, at your notice that the First Amendment speech rights of corporations, which in the United States we worship as though it was carried down from Moses, doesn't necessarily have to protect the rights of corporations. And I was just wondering, Susie, why is it that Burger King got in trouble not for giving away toys with meals, but for some associated advertising with it? Does Burger King have somehow an inherent speech right to give away toys with their crap?
But as you may know, in California, they adopt a law, or they're in process, because McDonald's is in court actually with them about it. But they decide not to ban, giving toys to children in fast food restaurant. But in Quebec, they don't define toys as commercial advertising in the sense of the law. But the promotional flyers coming with is considered as. But we wrote a letter to the ministers, we wrote to the Office de la Protection du Consommateur also, because they want to revise the regulation, and we say, hey, come on, in Santa Clara, they now ban, they consider toys as advertising to children. Can we do the same in Quebec? But we're still waiting for a response. And the regulation was supposed to be modified in September 2009, but we're still waiting. I guess they have some
toys for PG-13 rated movies. They're given away at McDonald's.
Yeah, I know, but we should have. We could say, okay, let's go on that, and on va mordre là comme les chiens.
Bite.
Yeah, we will bite on that one, and we will demonstrate that it is exactly. But we're waiting to get, the new regulation project, and then we'll be able to comment. Yeah, we have espoir.
Yeah, so the definition of healthy and unhealthy food is, in my head, it's part of the tools we require to go forward. And it's not only for marketing to children, it can be for regulation on point of purchase. So in school. So it has many aspects, and it can be used as a tool for many regulation, and for voluntary standards, so they can have a reference that is credible, of great value, and is shared by Canadians, not only shared by. So I really see it as a bottom line, something we can refer to, and then start to act on something defined like that. So I see it as a really, really important tool for next steps. And yeah.
And we also asked to Option Consommateur to look at where is it used and why, the definition of healthy or unhealthy food. And it's quite interesting to see that they use it for food policy in schools, and in that point of view, I think it is useful. But about advertising to children, I'm not really convinced that we will reach our objective if we only ban unhealthy food advertising. Why? Because we will still have Nintendos on TV, for example, or everywhere else. So I'm more, a fan of a total ban on advertising to children instead of unhealthy food. I always bring that, argument about parents' responsibility and all the matter that we defend at the coalition. But I always respond that it's true they have some responsibility, but they need help, as François mentioned it. And there is some also good initiative, like making advertising now. I did it for Marion tomorrow, but now for Tom and Emmanuel this afternoon, because there is a screen time program which involve also parents in that. So true, it's important to involve them in the program, but they need help, and policy can do a good work on that. You want to?
Yeah, just to jump back on that, and maybe on the previous comment too. If we have a clearer definition of what is healthy and what is unhealthy, all the label, health claims, and so on that we see on Oreo cookies. There's lots of publicity, as we saw this morning, on Oreo cookies, but there's also health claim on these cookies. So there's places where we use like this definition. We could use this definition of healthy and unhealthy food to say, hey, if you want to put some health claims on your products, it has to be globally good, not only because it has reduced amount of trans fat, but it's Kool-Aid. I mean, Kool-Aid don't have trans fat, but they could say that. So there's lots of confusion around it. And if I might, on the free speech, in Canada there's a regulation that ban publicity. First, the Cigarettes Act that ban publicity, and the second one's on liquor, or?
Yeah, liquor.
Yeah, I think it's liquor, alcohol beverage. So I mean, banning for issues like that, it is acceptable for Canadians to ban some kind of policy. So we could do that extra step and go forward for a bigger ban to protect our children, especially. So thank you very much.
Thank you to our speakers.